7 years of hell. Let's talk Harry and Meghan. This is GBN Royal. I'm Nana Akua. Meghan has just put out an Instagram post, pictures not yet seen. You know, the ones that you leave on your phone that never see the light of day. A mood board of photographs celebrating 7 years of marriage, ignoring the hell that they've put their families through. Let me run you through my mood board. It's called 7 years of hell. Let's start with the wedding. We all loved it. I punched the air when I heard he was with a mixed-race lady. I thought Diana would be so proud. They had the world at their feet. There were celebrities at the wedding like the Beckhams and Oprah, although alarm bells should have been ringing as these were people that they hadn't actually met beforehand. Absent was anyone closely related to Meghan other than her mum. It didn't take long for them to ostracise people around them, and soon it became clear, after long-standing workers within the inner circle or the firm started leaving. The late Queen gave Meghan one of her personal aides to help her navigate being royal. Sadly, that didn't last long. 2020 was the exit, where they went in search of privacy, which started with a global interview with superstar Oprah Winfrey whilst Prince Philip was on his deathbed, where they pretty much accused a member of the royal family of being a racist. Fast forward a few years later, after putting them through hell, Harry denied racism within the royal family and called it unconscious bias, blaming the British press for the interpretation, even though pretty much everyone picked up on it, and he even allowed the accusation against his family to continue. So the late Queen went to her grave with this hanging over her legacy. They had the Netflix series whinging about how they'd been treated, branding the UK Empire 2.0. Pretty ungrateful, seeing as it was the British public who had paid for and supported Harry throughout his life. Meghan released her book Bench, which is where most people left it, about the importance of a relationship between child and father, which is odd because neither her or Harry seemed to want one with theirs. We had that sycophantic podcast, Archetypes, where Meghan fawned over various supposed celebrity friends. It didn't take Spotify long to see through her and call them effing grifters. Meghan lost the contract. Then we had the book Spare, or Where, which South Park had a field day with. The Americans finally seeing the light, and we've had numerous other Winds Fests, faux royal tours. My favourite one was in Nigeria, where they had to stand for the national anthem and sing God Save the King. I never get sick of it.
7 years ago, the world watched a royal love story unfold, a modern fairy tale that promised to reshape the monarchy. But now, broadcaster Nana Akua calls it what it truly is: 7 years of hell. Tonight, we dive into her explosive breakdown of how Harry and Meghan's royal disaster has been fully exposed. When Harry and Meghan married, it was supposed to mark a new era: youthful, diverse, global. But according to Nana Akua, the cracks were there from the start. She says Meghan never understood, or wanted, the discipline and duty that come with being royal. And Harry? He was desperate to rewrite his own story, even if it meant burning the bridges behind him. From the moment they stepped down as senior royals, Akua says, they started a pattern: victimhood, self-promotion, and blame. What was once a partnership in love has become a partnership in chaos. Nana Akua describes their journey as a 7-year spiral. One PR stunt after another, each one backfiring harder than the last. Remember the Oprah interview? The Netflix docuseries? The memoir Spare? Each moment was meant to control the narrative, but instead, it shattered what little sympathy they had left. Akua says Meghan's strategy to conquer Hollywood has failed. Her podcast collapsed, her endorsements fizzled, and her brand has become toxic. And Harry? He's trapped in his own echo chamber, repeating the same grievances to a world that's stopped listening. This is where Akua doesn't hold back. She says the public has had enough. Once viewed as victims of the palace machine, Harry and Meghan are now seen as architects of their own downfall. The British public feels betrayed. Even in America, the shine has worn off. Meghan's attempts to rebrand herself as a lifestyle influencer, Akua says, feel desperate, while Harry's relevance is fading fast.
And Harry has wasted time and money bringing libel cases against the press, some of which were completely unwinnable, and the most recent one against the Home Office, where he demanded the same level of protection he had whilst he was a working royal. Otherwise, he is unlikely to come to the UK with his wife and children, basically using them as a bargaining chip so they may never get to see their grandparents if he doesn't get what he wants. And during this time, Meghan's dad suffered a stroke which almost killed him. She has yet to even speak to him to see how he is, and both King Charles and Princess Kate were diagnosed with cancer. Meghan released her jam at about the same time. Sweet. And to be fair to them, Harry and Meghan, they have tried to shed their terrible, uncaring image by visiting people who they didn't know, whose houses were burnt down whilst theirs still stood during the California fires. I don't know about you, but they'd be the last people I'd want to see if that happened to me. It's basically gone from bad to worse. The latest in the saga is Harry telling us how much time his father has left, somewhat insensitive given that his father has been diagnosed with cancer and Harry doesn't really have a clue anyway. And it doesn't look like Harry has many friends left either, as he was seen in Ring doorbell footage knocking on what would appear to be addresses of his old mates. Very sad. In the meantime, Meghan has been knocking up recipes and has reinvigorated her old job grifting online, something she really didn't have to do. Frankly, it's been a disastrous 7 years. Credit to them that they've managed to stay together throughout it, although the mess has been of their own making. To be fair to them, it's been, shall we say, entertaining. So let's raise your glasses to another 7 years. Cheers!
They wanted fame on their terms, Akua argues, but fame doesn't work like that. Once you lose public trust, you lose everything. As Harry and Meghan stumble, Nana Akua says the real winners are William and Kate. They stayed silent, dignified, focused, and now they're stronger than ever. While the Sussexes wage war through the media, the Waleses have quietly secured the future of the monarchy. Akua points out that the contrast couldn't be clearer. One couple serving, one couple selling. Akua warns that redemption is still possible, but only if Harry and Meghan stop blaming everyone else. Until they face themselves, she says, they'll keep living this 7-year nightmare. She calls it the tragedy of wasted potential. A prince who could have been a bridge, now trapped in bitterness. A duchess who could have inspired millions, now mired in controversy. Nana Akua's message is a wake-up call. 7 years on, the fairy tale is over, replaced by regret, resentment, and reality. Harry and Meghan's royal disaster didn't happen overnight. It was self-made, step by step. Do you agree with Nana Akua? Have the Sussexes destroyed their own story, or can they ever rebuild it? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fearless royal commentary.